There's a fire hose of market opinion online, and most of it is noise dressed up as insight. Today we talk about how to follow the markets on social media without letting it fool you, scare you, or empty your wallet. Used well, the right feed can sharpen your understanding. Used badly, it can wreck your portfolio and your nerves. So let's build a simple filter for who is worth your attention and who is quietly costing you money. First, why bother following the market online at all? Because the world moves fast, and a good feed can surface news, earnings, and ideas long before they reach the evening headlines. It can expose you to smart people thinking out loud, to charts you would never have found, and to companies you had never heard of. The goal is not to be told what to buy. The goal is to learn how thoughtful people think. Treat your feed as a free, never-ending classroom, not as a list of hot tips. But here is the problem that ruins most people. For every genuinely useful voice online, there are 100 loud ones selling hype, fear, or themselves. The platform rewards outrage and excitement, not patience and accuracy, because calm truth does not go viral. So the feed naturally fills up with the most dramatic claims, not the most correct ones. Your job is to separate signal, the rare useful insight, from noise, the endless emotional shouting. So what kinds of accounts are actually worth your time? Think in categories rather than personalities, because the category tells you what a voice is good for. The first category is primary sources, the companies themselves, the official filings, the central banks, and the economic data. These do not spin or sell. They simply report, and they're the closest thing to ground truth you will find. The second category is genuine educators, people who patiently explain how markets work without promising you riches. You can spot them because they teach concepts, admit uncertainty, and rarely tell you to buy anything right now. The third category is thoughtful professionals who show their reasoning, not just their conclusions. A good voice says here is what I think and exactly why. A bad one just yells a ticker and a price target. The fourth category is clean data and chart accounts that share plain facts, like earnings results or long-term history, without a sales pitch. Now for the voices you should mute, unfollow, or never trust in the first place. The biggest red flag is anyone promising guaranteed or quick riches, because that person is selling a fantasy. Be deeply suspicious of constant urgency, the buy now or miss out forever drumbeat designed to bypass your thinking. Watch out for accounts that only ever brag about wins and never mention a single loss, because real investing has plenty of both. Be wary of anyone pushing tiny, obscure stocks to a huge audience, which is often the setup for a pump and dump. In a pump and dump, a crowd is whipped into buying something cheap, and the promoters quietly sell into that excitement and disappear. And be careful with pay groups that charge you every month for tips which, if they truly worked, would not need to be sold. So once you have a sensible feed, how do you actually use it without getting hurt? Rule 1. Follow to learn, never to obey, and treat every single tip as a question, not an instruction. Rule 2. Always ask what this person gains if you believe them, because incentives quietly shape every message. Rule 3. When something makes you feel a sudden, urgent emotion, that is your cue to slow down, not to speed up. Fear and greed are exactly the feelings that the loudest accounts are engineered to trigger. Rule 4. Verify anything important against a primary source before it ever touches your real money. And Rule 5. Cure it ruthlessly, muting anyone who makes you anxious, jealous, or impulsive, no matter how popular they are. There is one more quiet danger that has nothing to do with bad advice. Social media is a highlight reel where everyone posts their winners and silently hides their losers. Scroll long enough and you will believe that everyone is getting rich faster than you, which is simply not true. That feeling pushes you to chase, to gamble, and to abandon a perfectly good plan out of pure envy. The cure is to remember that you are comparing your real life to other people's carefully edited commercials. And this is where our honest throughline returns, calmer than the whole noisy feed put together. No account, no matter how clever or confident, can reliably beat a simple, broad, low-cost index fund over the long run. The most powerful thing social media can do for you is not hand you a hot stock. It is to teach you enough that you finally stop chasing hot stocks altogether. The best possible outcome of a great feed is a calmer, more patient, and frankly more boring investor. So follow the educators, study the primary sources, enjoy the smart discussion, and quietly ignore the screaming. Let your feed make you wiser, not twitchier. Use it to understand the game, and then go play your own slow, steady, sensible version of it. Remember the fire hose we started with, all that noise dressed up as insight. You do not have to drink from it. You just have to pan it patiently for the few real grains of gold. Cure it hard, stay skeptical, keep learning, and let the index do the heavy lifting in the background. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep it simple and follow fewer, better voices.